Nobody asked for it, but you're getting it anyway. Not a single soul has mentioned the Dark Silver Tracer. I noticed this weapon has great scaling, along with the highest critical damage modifier of all weapons in Dark Souls. The dagger class is one of the fastest attacking weapons, and this weapon has a unique heavy attack that deals toxic buildup. How will these factors impact a Dark Souls playthrough? Let's take a deeper dive into each of the strengths to see the magnitude of each category. As mentioned before, the critical damage is really good on this weapon. It shows itself in the form of riposts and backstabs that can't be understated. I put the Hornet Ring on with majority of the gameplay, and I was easily pushing 1500 damage with one riposte. Insane, really good damage. A riposte will one-shot most enemies except for bosses. Many players in PvP will also be one-shot. Please be patient with me when it comes to PvP. This playthrough was the first time I've ever invaded somebody ever in a FromSoft game. I wanted to get more experience using this weapon in a PvP environment. At this point, I already beat Gwyn, and I was in New Game Plus, and I thought I'd be matching with other people in New Game Plus, and honestly, to this point, I don't know if I was. For all I know, I was picking off noobs struggling with the bell gargoyles. I honestly have no idea at all. This guy only had 700 HP, which did not feel so good. If that's the case, guys, I'm sorry. The Dark Silver Tracer skills very hard with dexterity, and a little bit with strength. The base damage isn't great as with most daggers, but at 40 dexterity and 27 strength, you'll be sitting about 260 attack rating. This might not sound amazing, but the speed of the dagger in combination with the 260 attack rating is really where your damage is going to be shining. On a boss like Seath, you're only going to hit him for about 160 damage a swing, but you're able to get over 1200 damage in 4 short seconds. That's averaging to about a 300 DPS depending on your target's defenses. Like I mentioned before, this weapon also provides toxic buildup with its heavy attacks. In my battles, it usually takes about 2 to 3 heavy attacks for the application to take effect. Dungeons and bosses will vary a lot. Most bosses are immune to toxic entirely, so this is not applicable. Bosses such as Sif are susceptible to toxic bleed up, but as you can see, I wasn't even able to get the application going. It could have been there was just too much time in between my heavy attacks, but this is a pretty accurate representation of what you could expect when using the Dark Silver Tracer in a boss fight. If we go over some of the downsides, the earliest you're going to be able to pick up this dagger is after Ornstein and Smo in the base game. This will give you access to Ulusile, the DLC area, which you can turn in Artorias' soul for the Dark Silver Tracer and the Gold Tracer. So this is definitely going to be a mid to late game weapon for most players. Requiring a whopping 25 dexterity means most people doing a strength or faith or in build will not be looking at this weapon as an option. The stat requirements simply take too much investment to even try to see if you'll like this weapon. While it doesn't have amazing reach compared to other weapons, it does have very good range for its class. It's the longest range of all daggers and is much closer to the range of a curved sword. But that being said, the range still is limited and you'll frequently miss attacks unless you're really hugging your target. Now, to answer the question on everybody's mind, is this truly an S tier weapon? I think I'll need to make some sort of different tier list for PvP and PvE weapons if I was going to put this at S tier. It's truly amazing for PvP. But that being said, the damage is comparable with many other physical weapons such as the Baldur's Sword and the Shodel. But those weapons offer longer reach, enchantable, earlier acquisition, and lower stat requirements. Without another list, it really is difficult for me to give this one an S tier to be up there with the Black Knight Halberd and the Great Scythe. Purely for PvE purposes, I'd have to give this closer to a B tier rank. It's really cool and very fun to use, but in terms of its ability to deal damage to bosses, there's simply better options out there. If you guys enjoyed this video, please comment down below. That's all I ask. I'm navigating these YouTube waters and trying to figure out the best way to make these videos. The Dark Silver Tracer is a super strong dagger and was a blast to use. I'm constantly scanning the comments of my videos for other weapons that you guys consider to be S tier. We have a couple in the backlog, including the Reinforced Club and the War Pick. But thank you guys so much for your continued support, and I'll see you all around.